Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind in the new year. Yes. I'm officially recording this in 2020, and this is officially also the first video game I've played in 2020. Wouldn't have it any other way, really. Morrowind. Yeah, starting as we mean to go on, anyway. So, folks, previously we had an extra long episode, partly because I lost track of the time when I was recording it, and partly to make up for the fact that I hadn't uploaded one in a little while. However, here we are, and what happened last time was important. Basically, Fathers came here to the Illanobaya Shrine of the 6th house here in Narmok, well, near Narmok. We purged it of all of these foul cultists, but not before the priest here, Dagoth Gers, delivered us a little speech. I'm really distracted by the way that his hair is flickering right now. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, we delivered a bit of a speech by Dagoth Gers, the priest. This guy. Here he is. And it was about, you know, coming to join Dagoth and become one with the 6th house, and, you know, all the usual stuff that the Dreamer prophets we've run into over the weeks and months have said to us. And we were having none of it. Fathis was like, yeah, no, I do not actually, in fact, fancy having a tentacle growing out of my face and being subservient to some sort of devil god that lives under a volcano. It's not really part of the overall plan, really. So we drew our dagger and said, have at thee. Dispatched Dagoth Gers quite quickly indeed, but not before Dagoth Gers managed to curse us with corpus disease, taunting us by saying that if we will not serve Dagoth willingly, we will serve him anyway through corpus disease. So Fathis has been cursed with the worst disease in the world. Corpus disease. There it is. Corpus. The effects of it right now are fairly minimal, but I believe they will get worse over time. So that's not great news. That's not great news at all. In fact, that's pretty awful news for Fathis, because as far as he's concerned, that's practically a death sentence. He's screwed now, as far as he knows. There's nobody who can cure the corpus disease at all. His best bet is probably to go to Caius and ask if he's got any advice. And beyond that, going to visit Divayth Fyr and enter the Corpusarium, which is not something he really wants to do, because the Corpusarium, you know, we know about it. I'm sure Fathis has heard about it. He's in House Telvanni after all. This sort of thing probably comes up in general discussion with the people he meets, but the Corpusarium's the kind of place that you enter and then never ever leave. So that's not great. That's not great at all. So I think the first thing he's probably going to do is actually put some sort of helmet mask type thing on. Where's the old Morag Tong hat thing? There it is. So that at least people he meets in the street won't immediately notice that he has corpus disease, because of course, as it goes on, the effects of it will become worse and worse and more obvious, until eventually you'll end up like one of those corpus stalkers, or one of these horrible people with hunks of corpus meat on them and things like that. Now, I have a feeling that the NPCs we meet in the game might just magically know that we have corpus disease, but whatever. First things first, cover up everything so nobody realizes. Like a leper. Second of all, I had a look around for him in between breaks here, because I knew the bloody things were in here somewhere, but I didn't initially find them when I looked around here at the end of the last episode. But I did eventually find them. These things here. The Fists of Randagulf. They're heavy armor. They're not amazingly useful to us in particular, although the one that gives you a strength bonus is kind of nice, admittedly. And agility bonus is not bad either, to be fair. Do I necessarily want to trade it for my telekinesis constant effect and my fortified security constant effect? I'm not so sure, really. Not sure which glove is which hand, honestly. Looks like that's the right hand, so the right gauntlet, which is probably the better one, which boosts strength, is kind of rubbish to me, because I would rather have constant effect telekinesis. It's jolly useful. However, we've got them. They are unique artifacts, the Fist of Randagulf. And we can give them to one of our skeletal minions, I suppose, if we really want to. Not bad, I guess. But yeah, heavy armor, so not even that useful to us, really. Unfortunately. But we've got them. We've got the darn things. I knew they were in there somewhere. I couldn't remember. I thought they were in one of the, whatever these are called, really. These troughs or something. But, no, they're actually hidden sneakily behind there. I don't know whether... I can't honestly remember whether it's like that in vanilla or if, the old mod makers of Morrowind Rebirth and whatnot have been very sneaky and moved them. So anyway, we've got them now. We've got them now. And now we just need to get out of the shrine. And I think what Fathus is probably going to do is immediately head to probably the nearest shrine of some description. Like, you know, and I know, that corpus disease cannot be cured by just visiting a shrine like any other disease, but in the mind of a man who's been cursed with a terminal disease like this, a particularly awful one as well, I don't think he's going to listen to reason terrifically, you know? I think if I certainly were in a position like this, I'd be desperate to try just about anything to have my affliction cured. So even though deep down he knows that obviously visiting a temple shrine or a divine shrine or whatever is not going to help him, he's probably going to do it anyway. Just in the vain, desperate hope that a bit of faith might cure him before he has to resort to other methods, like visiting the corpus area, for example. In fact, wanting to waste no time at all, I think he's probably going to divine intervention himself out of here right now. I don't know where this is going to take us, honestly. I would guess Fort Buckmoth, perhaps, or Moonmoth, one of the two. Loading sometime today would be nice. You have to bear with me, folks. I'll be sipping a glass of water in between takes here a little bit, because I've got a very tickly throat today, and it's annoying the pants off me. So, I've already taken some cough syrup, but, yeah, Buckmoth Legion 4, that's what I thought. So here we are. Let's head directly to the shrine, wherever it is. Maybe even ask the healers if they know anything. Still got my lantern equipped, don't I? Don't really need that here. Oh, this is who we talked to earlier to get this quest in the first place. I hear you took care of that 6th house base in Narmok. That was quite dangerous. I mean, courageous even. But it was dangerous, but... Considering the risks, I'm sorry I've no time to talk, but things are getting out of hand here with the rumours of corpus disease and the sleeper attacks, but any help you can give us finding and cleaning out 6th house bases will be greatly appreciated. Yeah, corpus disease, right. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that, would I?
Oh, please. By all means, ask me lots of questions.
Well, madam. That was just uncalled for. Here we go. So, Imperial Cult Altar. Make a donation. Cure disease. Cure blight. Interesting. Were we afflicted with a blight disease? I mean, we were, but then I used that scroll, didn't I? Interesting that still worked anyway, but... I see, as you can see, it hasn't got rid of the corpus.
I don't think I want you around anymore.
Yeah, I think they can tell somehow. Mind you. Am I here to report on Johns's Dalamax? No, I'm not. I'm tempted to click that to find out what that's about, but that's totally not a priority right now. Our attributes. Well, we got our attributes back at least, so that's sort of, we've treated the symptoms, if not the cause, for a little while, thanks to that. Hey, get away from me! You've got corpus disease! You can't get cured of corpus! Get away! Sorry, but we can't help you. We can't cure corpus. Victims must go to the corpusarium beneath Tel Fyr, the tower of the Telvanni wizard Divayth Fyr. You will go mad, and your body becomes fat and distorted with unnatural growth. So it is always fatal. Sometimes it progresses slowly, sometimes in a matter of days. There is no hope. Go to the corpusarium, or you may give the disease to others. Well, she can tell, because obviously she's a priest or what have you. And yeah, the disposition is being nuked right now. I think not only because of our
guard and stop
faction relations, but also, you know, the fact that we've got corpus disease.
Find a guard.
Will you get out of the way? Blefferneck. Still don't like you, and I still don't want to talk to you. I wish you can tell us about any other diseases and stuff. Because I think Fathis would be inclined to learn as much as he can about diseases in general, in the hopes that maybe he can figure out a cure of his own. He's not lacking enough in hubris to think that he can't perhaps cure magic cancer all by himself. You're an apothecary, okay. Yeah, you can't help me. Horrific hemophilia? It's the precursor to vampirism? That's a thought. Could vampirism cure corpus disease? Fathers thinks to himself in a slightly feverish manner. Don't know where we'd find a vampire to go and get inflicted with prolific hemophilia anyway, even if we were willing to try that slightly mad plan. Healers. There's some NPCs that can tell you an awful lot about diseases. I was kind of hoping this might be one of the guys, but seems like it seems not, basically. Well, that didn't work. Let's try a different religion. It's the Aldrune Temple. What time of day is it right now? It's 6 a.m. Okay, been up all night. Here we go. Shrine of St. Maris. Cure disease. Cure blight. That always seems to work, even if you don't have a blight disease. It's weird. Maris is warding? Cure poison? So that is a really weird option, the cure poison, because poison is a thing in this game that only lasts for like about 5 or 10 seconds. So you would never have time to get all the way here to a shrine and cure yourself if you were poisoned by something. It's confused me greatly. Corpus disease, Outlander. Yeah, he's telling me the same thing.
There is someone watching.
What else could Fathis do at this point? There is the Ash Mask, the ancient holy relic in Nesis. There is that. He could try that. Maybe that would somehow cure him. It won't, of course. But Fathis probably thinks it's worth a try. And be gone! I have much greater problems right now than random vermin in the streets of Aldrune. You need to step back on your podium before you fall off, sir. Reset act is such a useful command. Corpus disease outline, that's a death sentence. It can't get cured. Get it away from me, far away. Now, he says that, but we can still travel. Fast travel like that if we really want to. Do you know what? I'm not going to, though, because if the guy's telling us to get away from him right now, how likely is he to realistically want to share a Siltstrider journey with us? Not very likely, I think. So, you know what? We'll just pretend that he's not even going to offer us services at all. I think that seems fair to me. So we could get the... Well, I can't go via the Mages Guild because the Mages Guild doesn't have an office doesn't have a branch in Nesis, so we'd have to walk all the way to Nesis, wouldn't we, if we were going to do that? And unfortunately, if we walk into Nesis, that is lost time. Because as that woman explained, it can take months, this disease, or it can take mere days. So time is of the essence. And do we really want to spend an entire day, potentially, walking all the way to Nesis? I don't know about that. Let's have a look at our journal for a second here. I'll have to return a report to the Spy Master on the 6th House base and hope he knows of some way to cure this disease. So, I'm just wondering now if it's worth it, because I think Fathis would be more inclined to just completely forget about reporting back to Caius and go directly to visit Fyr right now. I don't think he gives a crap about reporting to Caius at the moment. This is what you're supposed to do, obviously. This is what the journal's telling us to do. Go to speak to Caius as part of this main quest. I am now wondering, however, if we can actually bypass that entirely and go directly to Fyr, as those NPCs have been telling us to do. Do you know what? It's time for an experiment, I think. It is time for an experiment. In the name of science, let's see if we can bypass talking to Caius entirely. Go to Fyr. Now, how do we get to Fyr? I guess we get to Sadrith Mora and then we water walk across, don't we? That's what we do. So, how are we going to get to Sadrith Mora? Via the Mages Guild, I think. Yes. That's not the Mages Guild, that's the Fires Guild. The disease, it's making me delirious. Can't tell which direction I'm going in. Can't tell the difference between the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild. And luckily, we don't even have to talk to anyone here in order to teleport. We just use the sign thingy on the floor. Magic circle, there we go. Sadrith Mora.
That's disgusting. I think you should leave before I lose my lunch.
Okay, apparently it's quite obvious we've got corpus disease. Alright. When are we going to bother going through town? Where's Fyr? I think that's it over there, so... Regardless of the fact that I think... oh no, it's still 6 a.m. Of course, we teleported, didn't we? So we didn't lose any time. Right. Meris's warning. I didn't even realize this when I selected it from the shrine, but Meris's warning actually gives you resist corpus disease 20%. That's one of the bogus spell effects I was talking about, by the way. In the previous episode, like, there's no way to successfully resist corpus disease because I'm fairly 99.9% certain the main quest is the only way to bloody get it, and there's no avoiding it when it happens. So, this is a scam. This spell is a scam. But anyway, it's quite appropriate that we went for it anyway, I suppose. Not that it's helping. Perhaps it's slowing down the symptoms a bit, actually, having that on us. Narratively, I mean. Like, obviously, in-game, it makes no difference at all, but... let's see. Water walking. At least our alteration increased to 62. That's nice, I suppose. We really should work on our conjuration. That is a big, big fish. I want no quarrel with that fish. Keeping an eye on the icon at the bottom right there. We may want to drink a magic potion here, actually. Where's the place? I really hope this works. As in, we can bypass Caius. Because otherwise it's going to be very, very annoying. So as reluctant as we are to come here, because we don't want anything to do with the corpusarium. We don't want to effectively be institutionalized. Thrown into a cave under the ground and forgotten about. We have no other choice. There is no other option. And to think everything was going so well. We had our stronghold being built and everything. This platform has been locked by this tower's master. I've been told, apparently, in order to make the teleportation platforms work in most of the Telvanni towers, I actually have to ask an NPC about it. You come to plunder the dungeon, or have you got corpus disease? Yes. Everyone who gets corpus disease comes to our corpusarium. It's not very pleasant, but at least they're all fed and cared for. Don't want to be fed and cared for. I would rather die. Yeah, let's go talk with the man himself, I think. Right. Ah. Listen, you are not interesting. No offense, but I don't want to talk to you. Well, too bad, frankly. I'm sorry, the divine disease can't be cured, and the temple will demand that you be imprisoned here in my corpusarium to protect the health of others. A pity. You had better put your affairs in order. The course of the disease varies. Sometimes it's rapid, sometimes very slow. I would hurry if I were you. Now excuse me. Okay, that's interesting. I guess this is what happens if you don't talk to Caius first. Right. That is a bit annoying. So let's go ahead and load up this quick save again. And we'll pretend this didn't happen. A little bit irritating, I know, but... I was curious. Our little scientific experiment just failed, folks. But it's interesting that there is a separate set of dialogue if you go there without talking to Caius first. He basically just decides, no, don't like you, off to the corpusarium with you. So instead, this time, let us teleport to Balmora. And speak with Caius sodding Cosades first, even though I feel like this is not what the character would do, but... The game hath railroaded me, folks. I suppose if you do take his advice and you just go straight down to the corpusarium and that's it, that's basically game over. You just stay there for the rest of the game. Until you decide to start a new character or reload. But trust me, if we go and have a conversation with Caius, things will turn out dramatically differently. Trust me. It's just, I have a feeling about this, folks. Caius, hello. I have good news and bad news. With Dagoth Ger's dead, the 6th House Shrine is no longer a threat. You've more than earned a promotion to the rank of Traveller. That's a rank. Anyway, I'm very worried that you have corpus disease, but I have good news in that department, you do. I canvassed my informants for possible treatments just in case you contracted the disease during your mission. I learned from Fast Eddie that your best chance of getting cured is Divayth Fyr, an ancient Telvanni wizard who runs a corpusarium for victims of the disease. Yes, we're familiar. Here, take this Dwemer artifact and 1,000 drakes and go to Tel Fyr. Divayth Fyr will like the Dwemer artifact. The gift may sweeten his disposition. The gold is for expenses. And here's a couple of levitation potions. I hear you'll need them in Telvanni towers because wizards don't use stairs. Caius, are you familiar with my background at all? Just out of curiosity, whatever. So get moving and get that corpus disease cured, then hurry back. I think I know how to get the lost prophecies Nibani Mesa asked for. So again, interestingly, even if we had a Dwemer artifact in our inventory, I still don't think it would actually make a difference. We have to have that conversation with Caius first. Because railroading! Hooray! Anyway. Tell you what, folks. I'll spare you the torture. I'll see you when we get back to Tel Fyr again. At 7 a.m. this time, in this alternate reality, we have finally arrived at Tel Fyr after walking all the way across there. And I did indeed end up drinking that health potion and advancing my alteration to 62 again. It was very Groundhog Day, trust me. Anyway, we're here. Again. Let's just go straight upstairs, shall we? Levitate. Ha! I turned in the wrong direction again. Okay. Say, that's an interesting Dwemer piece you have there. What can you tell me about it? Okay, you know what? I am now actually genuinely curious as to what might have happened if I turned up with a Dwemer Cohera all of my own accord. Part of me thinks it's a special one, and but anyway, I don't know. Offer the Dwemer artifact as gift, or politely show him the piece, then put it away. Let's offer it as a gift, just as Caius suggested. A gift for me? How thoughtful and shrewd. I suppose you know I'm a collector, and that such a gift is bound to please me. I congratulate you on your diplomatic skills. So, why have you tried to butter me up? Come to consult the great Divayth Fyr? You have the divine disease? Want to plunder the dungeon, or leer at my daughters? We do indeed have the divine disease, although that's an interesting description of it. The magical principles of corpus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I'm persuaded that it is some manner of it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god. Perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvelous nature of corpus. It saps the mind and destroys the body. But to a wizard, it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle worth a long lifetime of study. Well, Divayth Fyr, I'm glad you find it so fascinating. Can you cure it? How interesting. Did you know that corpus disease makes you immune to disease? Oh, so we couldn't contract prolific haemophilia if we wanted to try that theory out then. Once you've got corpus disease, you can't become a vampire. It's impossible. Have you ever heard of the prophecies of the Nerevarine? Ashlanders say the Nerevarine will be immune to disease. I've always thought, maybe I have the Nerevarine down in my corpusarium and I don't even know it. Ha! The Nerevarine is a fat, disgusting corpus monster and mad as a marsh rat. Wouldn't that be funny? I think Fathers are starting to feel a little bit ill. just the thought of that. I'll explain that we may fulfill the Nerevarine prophecies. Perhaps that'll pique his interest. That's a fascinating story you tell. So, you might be the Nerevarine. Means nothing, of course. Corpus victims have all sorts of delusions, but let me think. I've got a potion. In theory, it should cure corpus. Doesn't work, though. Probably kill you. Killed all my test subjects, but you've got nothing to lose. Before I give it to you, I want you to look around below in the corpusarium. Know what's in store if you don't take the potion. And while you're there, I want you to pick up a pair of boots from a victim. calls himself Yagrum Bagan, my oldest patient. Handy fellow, fixes things for me, and bring the boots back, and you can have the potion. I collect victims of the divine disease in my corpusarium in the caverns beneath my tower. Poor devils, wretched existence, constant pain, ferocious appetites and passions. No reason at all, mad as marsh rats, but marvellous too in their way. Completely immune to disease, live forever, barring accidents. Ancient wizards need projects to keep them occupied, and the corpusarium is mine. Well, we'll do as he asks. Head down to the corpusarium, and since we've already got corpus disease, well, there's nothing to lose in that regard, is there, really? I thought I cast better. Oh, right. Levitate is still active. That was why I was so confused. It's like, I didn't cast Levitate. So, the corpusarium. Although I think Fathers is in no uncertain terms 100% willing to take this hypothetical potion that Divayth Fyr has on offer. It's this way. Because he would indeed rather die than live out the rest of his wretched existence down there as a hulk of mindless, mad, slavering flesh monster. Plunder the dungeon? No, we're not here to plunder the dungeon. We haven't got much. We don't really care about plunder, really, at this point. Okay, it's ruddy dark down here, as it turns out. Let's just, I don't think we were expecting any combat, so let's just pop this on. There we go. You can get a torch out for good measure, actually. I am Vista Kai, Warden of the Corpusarium. I am here to warn you. Do not harm the inmates. If you come to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks. And take your chances with me, their warden and protector. Do not harm the inmates. I will not tolerate you adding to their suffering. Indeed, they are brutal and ferocious, and they will kill you if they can, but you are their guest, and you may not harm them, or you will answer to me. Lord Fyr shelters and maintains the victims of corpus disease here in the Corpusarium. He does them a great service, because no other could or would help them. He also does the world a great service by keeping them here, where they can do no harm to others. The inmates are sad, distorted monsters, angry and cruel, and their sufferings are great, but they still live and feel, and I honour Lord Fyr's care and compassion for them. The disease is terrible in its progression. The victim slowly or rapidly loses their self, their mind, their personality, their memory. Their sufferings are great, and I honour Lord Fyr's care and compassion for them. But forgotten too often is the great sufferings of their loved ones. To know someone you love is day by day dying to you, and worse, turning into a monster with nothing you can do about it. The grief and pain is more than many can bear. Unfortunately, there is little we can do for them. Fathers really wouldn't know anything about that. He doesn't have any loved ones. Not anymore, anyway. Yes, hello. Well, I'll do as requested and not attack them. That would royally piss off Divayth Fyr, who is currently our only hope of ever maybe getting cured. Oh, hello. Is this the right way? No, I don't think this is. Although, ow. Ow. Heavy Dwemer chest, lock level 100 trapped. Yeah, not interested right now, actually. Not that I can get lock level 100 open anyway with this character. I say, would you mind moving out of the way, possibly? Oh dear. I appear to be stuck in here. This is not a good thing. Okay, he's moving out of the way. That's actually very polite of him. Thank you very much. It's very good of you. Thank you. I'll just be moving along now. Bloody hell. Right. What state is my armor and weapons in right now? I can't imagine it's great after having gone through that entire dungeon earlier. We've not had it repaired since. You know, it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Do we have any repair hammers on us? Not that we can use them right now. We're in combat, but no, we don't. A skeletal corpse, or corpse with it. A giant iron warhammer. Very funny. A Guaskin drum. If there's anything at the bottom of these pools, we're not really interested in finding out at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, just... Ah! Can't help but get the feeling we've gone the wrong way. Interesting. Apparently, great. If you go far out enough into the water, they give up. Oh, the thought that that could be Fathers someday really sends chills down his spine. Makes him all the more determined to find the cure quicker and quicker and quicker. Even if it means getting slapped about by these guys. Though again, already got corpus disease, nothing to really lose there. Okay. There's a very obvious door right there, but... yeah, more of these Lock 100 chests. And a book or something over there. Ow. Yeah, we can't get any of these open, unfortunately. Book of Daedric Summoning 1. The first volume is the Book of the Atronach. You carefully recite the invocation. Okay, that was clearly a mistake. I'm a little disappointed in Fathers for being stupid enough to read that out, but, oh well. No. Half heal. But, you know, you see a shiny magic book and you might be afflicted with corpus disease and going half mad, but sometimes instinct just takes over. Another one to add to the collection. Corpusarium bowels. Don't know if we want to go there yet. Sounds like a deeply unpleasant place. Yeah, let's just get around you. Thank you very much. Oh, just another entrance into the same place. Now, yes, as memory serves, the corpus sufferers in this area will not attack us. They have a slightly more chill disposition, which means we can get a really good look at them. Not that I suspect Fathers really wants to stare too closely. He's probably trying to keep his dinner down right now. Okay. Can we make that jump, do you think? I'm not so confident, personally. Now, is this the right way, or is this just leading back into where we were? Is this the other entrance? I think it is, yes. So where does this go? Ah. Okay. Hello, are you Yagrum Bagan? No. I don't think you are. Might as well take our mask helmet thing off. Don't need it down here. You're not Yagrum Bagan either, are you? Something tells me that is Yagrum Bagan. Ugh. Ugh. These two look like they're having a conversation, don't they? Closet lock level 80 trapped. Huh. Hello? You're new here, aren't you? Yeah, obviously. My name is Oopsie Fyr, Oopsie Fyr even. Weird name. I take care of the corpus victims in the corpusarium. Be careful if you're going to prowl around down here. We will be very angry if you hurt any of our patients. And our patients can be quite a handful, I'll tell you. Strong as Ogrim and twice as mean, but they seem to like it when I play the Gwarskin drum. Quiets them down. There's a Gwarskin drum around here someplace. They wander off with it sometimes, but find that Gwarskin drum and bring it back to me, and I think I can calm them down for a while. Oh yeah, we did find that Gwarskin drum. Didn't think anything of it at the time. The Corpusarium is just one of Divayth Fyr's many projects. Our mission here is partly humanitarian, partly research. He's been searching for a cure to corpus disease for a long time, a very long time. But in the meantime, we care for the corpus victims as best we can. The world outside is very cruel to corpus sufferers. They're much better off here with us. Alright, hello Yagrum. I've been sent here to meet you. You're here for the Dwemer boots. Tell my gracious keeper that I've done what I could. Only a Dwemer magecrafter could have done so much. But only idiots could have created these boots. It shames my race that we must be judged by the works of such lackwit blunderers. Yes, indeed, folks. Yagrum Bagan is the last living Dwemer. Once I was a master crafter in the service of Lord Kagranak, chief architect of the great Second Empire freeholds, and the greatest enchanter of his time. I could not match the genius of Lord Kagranak, but what he could envision, I and my colleagues could build. All of that is gone forever. I still retain my cunning, but my hands and eyes fail me, and my memories have long faded. My only consolation is each day to mock the gods who destroyed my race and condemned me to this bleak existence. Since the disappearance of the dwarves, I've been alone in this world, trapped in this grim prison. I can scarcely move, and my fellow inmates are scarcely good company. The risk of corpus disease deters most visitors, but if you meet with cultivated minds undaunted by the terrors of the corpusarium, you might mention your recent interview with the last living dwarf. This is how I style myself. I do not know for a fact that I am the last, but in my travels thousands of years ago I never encountered another. And since I've been here, I often ask Lord Fyr, but he says he's never heard a credible rumour of another Dwemer, on Tamriel or in any outer realm. Oh, gracious keeper. I owe my life to Lord Fyr. He took me in when I was a mad monster, out of my mind. In time, I emerged from my dementia, and now I am quite lucid. Most of the time, though my body is still a grotesque and useless prison. And I still have some feeble hope of a cure. Lord Fyr has tried many spells and potions, none have helped me, but neither have they harmed me. If anyone can cure this disease, Lord Fyr can. Well, that's interesting. I suppose perhaps it fills Fathers with maybe a tiny bit of hope that Maybe if we can't be actually cured, perhaps he'll at least retain his mind, like Yagram has here, perhaps. Still, it's a pretty sorry existence. And I still think Fathis would probably rather just hang himself, honestly, than be reduced to this. Out of academic curiosity, since I'm here talking to the last living dwarf, we wouldn't want to waste this opportunity, corpus or no corpus, I suppose. What do you know about the disappearance of the dwarves? I cannot say what happened, but was not there to observe. I was in an outer realm at the time, and when I came back, my people were gone. I left Red Mountain, wandering Tamriel for years, searching our deserted colonies, looking for a survivor or an explanation. Then, a long, long time ago, I returned to Red Mountain, still looking for answers. Instead, I found corpus disease, and have been here ever since. I have theories, if you're interested. Lord Kagranak, the foremost arcane philosopher and magecrafter of my era, devised tools to shape mythopoeic forces, intending to transcend the limits of Dwemer mortality. However, in reviewing his formulae, some logicians argued that side effects were unpredictable and errors might be catastrophic. I think Kagranak might have succeeded in granting our race eternal life with unforeseen consequences, such as wholesale displacement to an outer realm, or he may have erred and utterly destroyed our race. So, of course, this is... The Dwemer are kind of a hobby project of Fathis's on the side of everything else he's been doing. He has that huge table back at his hideout, you may recall, which is covered in Dwemer paraphernalia and schematics and whatever. So, in spite of everything, he's probably deeply fascinated by this and would probably sit here having quite a long conversation with Yagram, indeed. But, assuming all of that kind of happens, let's wrap things up and ask for the boots. Lord Fyr obtained these enchanted Dwemer boots from an unfortunate thief, and, given the quality of their craftsmanship, little wonder the fellow came to a bad end. But I can do nothing for them. The fundamental enchantment is flawed. Might as well start over again, if such a pair of boots could still be fashioned in these benighted latter days. But I've done my best. Take them to Lord Fyr with my sincere apologies. Dwemer boots of flying have been added to my inventory. Well, goodbye, Yagram. He's also got a really cool book here called Tamrielic Lore. This book, can we take it? No, it's owned. That's very unfortunate. But this book basically details all of the unique artifacts in the game. The Lord's Mail, the Ebony Mail, Spellbreaker, Chrysamere, Warlock's Ring, Staff of Magnus, Ring of Firenaster, Ring of Khajiit, Mason Milag Baal, Master Clavicus of Out, already got that one. Merian's Razor, also already got that one. Cuirass of the Saviour's Hide, Spear of Bitter Mercy, Daedric's Scourge, Bow of Shadows, Fists of Ranagulf, got those too. Ranagulf of Clan Begalin goes down in Tamrielic history as one of the mightiest warriors from Skyrim. He was known for his courage and ferocity in battle and was a factor in many battles. He finally met his fate when King Harold conquered Skyrim. King Harold respected this great hero and took Randagulf's gauntlets for his own. After King Harold died, the gauntlets disappeared. The king claimed that the fists granted the bearer added strength. They do, as a matter of fact. So, there you go. That's the story behind the Fists of Randagulf. And the Iceblade of the Monarch, we've got that too. The Iceblade of the Monarch is truly one of Tamriel's most prized artifacts. Funnily enough, we never seem to use it, though. Maybe we should. Maybe we really should. Legend has it that the evil archmage Almion Selmo enchanted the claymore of a great warrior with the soul of a frost monarch, a stronger form of the more common frost atronach. The warrior, Fergnar Assi, was to play a part in the assassination of a great king in a far-off land and become the new leader. The assassination failed, and the archmage was imprisoned. The ice blade freezes all who feel its blade. The blade circulates from owner to owner, never settling in one place for long. What else? Ring of Surroundings, Boots of the Apostle. Got those too. The Boots of the Apostle are a true mystery. The wearer of the boots is rumored to be able to levitate, though nobody has ever seen them used, except for us. The Mentor's Ring. We've got that too. It's ring is a prized possession for any apprentice to magic. It lends the wearer the ability to increase their intelligence and wisdom, thus making their use of magic more efficient. The High Wizard Karni Azron is said to be the creator of the ring. It was a construct for his young apprentices while studying under his guidance. After Azron's death, the ring and several other possessions vanished and have been circulated throughout Tamriel. Ring of the Wind, Vampiric Ring, Elidon's Ward, got that too. Elidon was a holy knight of legend in Breton history. He was a sought-after man for his courage and determination to set all wrongs right. In one story, it's said that he rescued a baron's daughter from sure death at the hands of an evil warlord. For his reward, the baron spent all of his riches to have an enchanted shield built for Eidolon. We can't seem to... Elidon, or is it Eidolon? We can't seem to make our minds up. The shield granted Elidon the opportunity to heal his wounds. Staff of Hazadoki. The Bloodworm Helm. Dragonbone Mail. In all my years of playing Morrowind, I must confess, I've never found the Dragonbone Mail. It's one of the few artifacts in this book I've never got my hands on. Don't tell me where it is in the comments, please, though. I'd rather not know. It's nice to have some things you don't know about a game. Skull Crusher. Gold Brand, we got that. Its magical sword is almost a complete mystery. Thieves tell tales about its golden make and how it was actually forged by ancient dragons of the north. Their tales claim that it was given to a great knight who was sworn to protect the dragons. The sword lends its wielder the ability to do fire damage on an enemy. Goldbrand has not been cited in recent history and is said to be awaiting a worthy hero. I found Fathis. Whether or not he's worthy, I don't know. The Fang of Hainektamnet. Interesting. Umbra. Denstagma's ring, we've got that too. All that is known of this ring is that it may grant the user protection from certain elements. Even the name Denstagma is a mystery. The Helm of Orien Bearclaw. And the Daedric Crescent Blade as well. That's a very interesting item. Again, I don't remember where exactly it is. But yeah, so this game has a lot of unique artifacts in it. Like these, like the Staff of Magnus. Ring of Finaster. So on and so forth. Ring of Khajiit, we've got that one too. Loads and loads of cool, unique artifacts. And it's one of the things I love about this game, actually. Spent a lot of time trying to hunt down a lot of these items, and as I said, some of them, like the Dragonbone Mail, I never did find in the end. Anyway, it's a shame we can't take that with us. But it's Yagran's, I think, and he'd object highly to us taking it. So, we've got the Dwemer Boots of Flying. Levitate 1 to 100 points for 10 seconds or so. Yeah, that's a pretty terrible enchantment. Yeah, that's... Anyway. Right. Let's go and have a word with Divayth Fyr. And hope. Against all hope. We run away from these corpus things that want to kill us. But maybe this potion he's been working on will do the trick.